Now, the South African president actually visited the United States of America to have a meeting with Donald Trump. This is to achieve, like, to balance the relationship between America, to repair the relationship between America and South Africa. You understand? Just to repair the relationship. But I do not like the way the Donald Trump attacked this guy. I do not like the way he attacked the South African president. You understand? Well, the meeting started with a reporter asking Donald Trump, what will it take for you to believe that there's no white Afrikaner genocide in South Africa? Now, the president of South Africa actually stepped forward to answer the question, and he said that it would take Donald Trump to listen to people, not just a particular sect, you understand, to be convinced. But what I'm going to say is, you cannot convince somebody that has made up his mind on a particular information that he's been fed. Because if you had watched this interview from the start to finish, you would discover that Donald Trump wasn't changing his mind. He wasn't saying nothing other than that, other than the fact that white South African farmers are being killed. Now, he attacked the president of South Africa with a video of Malema. Now, don't forget that South Africa is a democratic country. There's freedom of speech, freedom of expression. This Malema's party is just a minority party, and they're allowed to say whatever they want to say. But don't forget something. This is not the governmental policy. It's not a government policy. You are allowed freedom to say whatever you want to say, but it's not part of the administration. It's not a government policy. It has nothing to do with the economy of South Africa. You understand? You can say, like, even in Nigeria, I'm not even South African in the first place. During the presidential rallies, presidential aspirants, presidential candidates, they come around, they say things just to convince people to vote for them. You understand? So you're allowed to say whatever you want to say, but it's not part of the administration. It's not part of the administration. It's not part of the government policy. Whatever he's saying, he's just saying it just to convince people. You understand? Everybody is entitled to their beliefs. You understand? So, and another thing again I realized I saw in the interview is President Donald Trump bringing out newspapers after newspaper, like flipping through newspaper and like death, 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 death. I like the response from Ramaphosa. He said that you can't attribute this just to a particular sect here. The majority, well, crime rate in South Africa is high. And the majority of people that are being killed is not just white, like the majority are blacks. Crime rate in the entire African continent is very, very high. That's one thing that we have to understand. I am so embarrassed for Americans because the entire world is watching this. I thought Donald Trump would have done his background assignment, not this thing, this video, and the newspaper that he was flipping. In fact, newspaper that the American media actually wrote, his people actually wrote. And the entire world knows that American media is all about spreading false narrative, especially about Africa. All they do, all what the American media do, is just spreading false narrative without even facts. I'm not trying, I know I'm black, and people will say I'm defending the black population, but we have to be realistic here. We have to tell ourselves the truth here. We've heard of okay, the American media will not print the fact that there have been allegations of rape, In South Africa, we've heard of rumors where white people, rape black people. We've heard of rumors where white people kill people. We've heard of rumors where, even myself, I've been a victim of a racial discrimination by a white person. Here in South Africa, the American media will not talk about that. They will definitely not talk about that. He's talking about the barriers, like I don't understand. He's just hell bent on the fact that white people, white farmers, and don't forget that it's not in South Africa. It's in fact the population is not just made up of white Africans alone. They have colored people, they have Indians, they have in fact the entire South Africa is a multi race on its own. And you're talking about it is just hell bent on white Afrikaners alone. I believe that if he actually wanted, if he knows he's saying, if this man is a racist, like let's just tell ourselves the truth, he's a racist. The way he's talking about this, why can't he just extend this courtesy not just to South Africa alone? Extend the courtesy to all over the world where there is war, there is people are being killed, hunger, famine, political war, religion. Why can't he extend this courtesy? Like recently, ever since he came in, he's just been talking about white South African farmers alone. He's deported people that actually needs refugee status. He's deported students that actually spoke up their mind. Like for example, the lady, the PhD lady that was studying in America, I've forgotten the particular place that she just published. She co-published, like she didn't actually directly publish. She co-published an article that talked about the Palestinian Gaza state and Gaza stuff. And she was apprehended and thrown out of America. This man is a racist. There's no doubt about it. If he is actually a good president, he would have stopped this killing between Israel and Gaza. But instead, he's supporting Israel. I'm Christian, but I don't support nonsense. A couple of days ago, China Air Force actually flew into Gaza to support the people with aids, you understand, food stuff, medical stuff, and the rest of them. People are literally dying, and Israel is typically like violating human rights and bombing human beings, children, women, and the rest of them. He's not even talking about that. He's supporting Israel. Israel is violating human rights. He supports them. Like I've not even seen any significant thing that has to do with supporting human rights that this man has done. All he's just been talking about is white South African farmers, and offering them refugee status. Now let's ask ourselves a question. This thing he's doing, can he extend his hands, or this hand that he's offering to these people? Can he extend his hand to black Africans? All he's done so far is work against Africa entirely. Africa, from removing the aid that helped with HIV and AIDS, humanitarian help, and the rest of them. We know about this. He's worked against Africa, like the Africa we are talking about. This man is so annoying, and it's a very, very big embarrassment. He's been deporting people back, like people that fled their country because of their sexual orientation, people that fled their country because of political instability and the rest of. He deported them back to their country. These are people that need refugee status. All he's talking about is white South African farmers, white South African. The way he carried this thing in his head, it's very, very clear. And this man is just a racist. He just supports this particular sect. He just supports this particular sect, which are white African farmers. And this is an embarrassment to Africa, and we need to learn from this. I wish the presidents in Africa, the entire African continent, can do exactly what the Burkina Faso president, Ibrahim Traore, is doing. The man single-handedly used the resources in Burkina Faso to pay up trillions of dollars of debts within how many months? We as Africa, we do not need the help of all these foreign countries. We have the resources that can take Africa to become the giant in the universe. We have all the resources. We don't have to beg these people. We do not have to beg these people and cowering under them like slaves. We have what it takes. We need to